Welcome everyone to Superhuman Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Dr. Matt Accurso, and today I literally have a superhuman on the line with me. Not only a superhuman, he is a mentor of mine. He's been a mentor of mine for, I don't even know, a long time, before I actually was even in my doctorate program. A man that I highly respect, highly look up to, a man that's changing the face of how people see themselves and the way they come at life. Truly amazing, the content that he's putting out. His name is Dr. Zaino. He's a world-renowned speaker, author, entrepreneur, IFBB pro, bodybuilder. After defying a deadly disease in his late 20s, Dr. Zaino leveraged his experience to found Abundant Life Chiropractic, becoming one of the largest chiropractic clinics in the world, seeing thousands weekly. You'd literally have to see it to believe it in action. Dr. Zaino's Facebook and YouTube style series, We Are Heroes, follows him as he readies himself to tell the world that embracing the hero within is the full expression of who you were created to be and guide you in fulfilling your purpose in life. Dr. Zaino, how you doing?
What's up, man? Awesome. I just enjoyed that whole intro. I'm just
Man, thanks for being on with us. Thanks for bringing the presence, bringing the heat and everything you do.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Definitely, this is going to be something you want to listen to over and over again.
For sure. For sure. You were at the Health Experts Alliance. You got up on stage. You brought it for 20 minutes. You had the entire crowd doing this like this loud from the gut. It woke everybody up. Like, we had these old doctors in there like, what the heck's going on? And then afterwards, everybody's just like jazzed, like the energy's super high. So tell us, you got up on that stage, you brought it, you showed your heart, and it hasn't always been that way for you, right? You said you've been through some dark days. Talk to me about the journey that you've had and where you are now.
So I think I'm going to talk to two types of people right now. And the two types we're going to be talking to is the person listening that wants to be a hero exactly where you're at. Meaning that you just want to be like the best authentic version, genuine version of you exactly where you're at. And then there's going to be that doc I'm going to talk to, which happened to be kind of where I was at, where the season is changing. And that's where I was. If you were to look at my life, if you look at my life 6 months ago, I had, you thought that I had it all. I had one of the top practices in the profession's history, 100% financial security, financial independence, a beautiful wife, 2 healthy, amazing, awesome kids, and all the time to do whatever it is we want to do. But then, why was I feeling a low-level depression? Why was I feeling burnt out or numb? Did I go through a midlife crisis? Did I lose my purpose? So I questioned my purpose. And I asked myself, why? Why am I doing this? Well, to help people. Okay, but why? Well, so they can live the true expression of themselves. Yeah, but why? So they can live healthier lives. And I just got more disengaged, more numb. And as a doctor of cause, I didn't know what the cause was, because I had, it was a tough conversation to have. I could have it, there's not many people I could have the conversation with without them saying, dude, you're blessed, you got everything, you got the house, you got everything there, stop being ungrateful. There's people that are sick and dying in other countries. So it was something where I kept this inside because it made no sense to me why I was feeling this way. And I got disengaged and numbing out with patients, and then I got disengaged and I'm at home. And I remember the day my son Justice was in the other room. I was in this office, and I hear Justice in the other room go to Whitney. He goes, "Hey, Mom," he goes, "what happened to Dad?" Just like something, why is Dad so smart? Like, it was definitely it was the contents of like, who's that guy now? What happened to the guy that I used to know? It was just, maybe it was the way I took it, but it was like, everybody has that moment. That was that moment. And just like, and so then, I was in the sauna, and I was just saying, I'm not getting out of this thing. And I'm asking that why question. And then I was thinking of all this unselfish whys in my life. And finally, I was just so pissed off. I said, why I'm doing this? I just want to be admired for doing great things in this planet and doing things in the world that no one's ever seen before.
Wow.
And as selfish as it sounds, for the first time I felt my heart open up for a little bit. It cracked open. And I said, it just felt so right. And then I got on my phone and I typed in achievement, contribution, admiration, and I hit search. And I just, because I like the definition of work, I'm going through, the search, and I see definition of hero. A hero, I like that. And then I looked at the definition of hero was one who is admired or idealized for courage, contribution, amazing achievement, nobility. And I read it, Matt. It was literally like me. I was looking at my specific sole purpose statement. It's like I looked at it, I got so excited, and in that moment I was awakened to the fact that it's been the theme, and that's been the signpost of my life that I had forgotten about.
That's cool.
I was the kid in the superhero pajamas. I was the kid who, my dad was my hero. I worked out to look like a hero. I won Mr. America and Mr. Universe to have a hero title. I beat a life-threatening terminal disease called ulcerative colitis. Later on, I become a doctor to do what? Go save lives.
Yeah.
See, I had the achievement and I had the contribution, but I didn't have the courage to change to become who I was really created and authentically positioned to be. Because through my life, in my 40 years, I had taken on this secret identity. And what that is, it was just a less than watered down version of my truth. And part of it was, the two reasons why I had this secret identity was, number one, I wouldn't receive the admiration, appreciation, and thanks and gratefulness from my patients and peers. Because I was so afraid with the way I was raised and the programs I was raised in, of the dogma that anything near pride and ego was considered anti-God, sacrilegious, a bad person, a sinner. So I swung the pendulum all the way to the other end, not to humility, but false humility. What false humility does, and I never took a thank you, I never received a thank you, and all I did was destroy my value, my importance. I martyred myself, and it destroyed my self-worth.
Wow.
And that's the lie of false humility.
Wow.
And the second reason why I was in a secret identity was that I found my identity in what I did as a job and a profession versus who I was created and destined to be. Because basically, my profession dictated who I was as a human being, not who I was created to be.
Wow.
This was doing great. I was a happy guy. And when my practice was down, I was in a bad mood. Like literally, the office dictated my heartbeat. And so watch this, man. If my identity was being Dr. Zaino, that means for me to extend my reach, for me to become the thought leader, and to give something to the world it's never seen before, it meant that I had to step out of that lane and losing my identity. And so what happened, this is where I got scared.
Yeah.
And I mourned.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, man. That's huge. No, here's the thing. Gosh, this is so big. Because I think that as men, I mean, this can apply men, women, this is anybody, but I think that you and I are both men, and I think that for a lot of men, because women are so emotionally in touch with themselves, and they're so, I mean, it starts in the playground, right? It's like girls are doing jump rope, they're doing group activities, and like guys, we play sports, and it ends up, we want to be the best, and we can isolate ourselves. We can tend to like pull away from the group because we want to be the alpha or whatever it is. And then we begin to find our identities in things that are fleeting, things that are broken, things that aren't going to lead to value or fulfillment. And this is good because we're speaking to a lot of men out there, I think, are walking around like ticking time bombs, quite honestly. We're putting all of our value in our performance and not actually in what truly matters. Like you said, your wife, your kids, the things that were truly like make up who you are, you were leaving behind. And I was in the same boat, man. It's powerful you're saying that, because there was a point where my wife looked at me. I was in practice in Nashville, and she said, "Is this going to be the rest of our lives together?" And it broke my heart, because I'm thinking, well, what else? This is it. Like, what else can I do? Like, this is what I know. This is what I mean, ever since I was 8 years old, I wanted to do this. And now I'm having to pull away from everything that I know. And it sounds like that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, your identity was found in Dr. Chris Zaino. You had to let go of the one thing that, you put everything in, all your cards, everything in that thing. How did you what was the catalyst in your life that made you step back? You said your heart cracked a little bit. Yeah. How did you step out and allow that process to happen?
Because I actually realized that the reason why I did things in my life was, I call it a selfish why. You got to become selfishly unselfish. And I realized that even Mother Teresa, something selfishly was quenched in her when she did all of it, because we think Mother Teresa is the most giving, unselfish. No. There was a selfish reason to what she did, because the thing is, it's called your purpose. It's your purpose. It's a selfish purpose.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, when I realized I was living half my life or half my potential, what happened is the other half of my life and potential will torment you forever. And that was the so this is the switch. Because remember, we're trying to find what's causing this feeling. How can I have everything? How can I have a great career? How can I have a job? And our job fulfilled all our human needs.
Yeah.
So how come I'm feeling this way? And I realized the cause. I wasn't ungrateful. The cause was this. Just like many people, I was grieving my potential that entire time. I've been in practice 12 years, probably from year 8 to 12. That feeling, that beast in the cage, that pain, that low-level depression, I was grieving my true potential the entire time, and that's where the pain was. And so I made a decision to embrace my hero and to take this message to the world through speaking, through video. And I created the I Am Hero project, and the response has been insane. Because now through what we're doing, and like we're speaking now here, and I'll tell you, because people are able to, because everybody they fall into their identity is into something, or they're in false humility, and that keeps them in that secret identity. And now when people say, I can embrace my hero, and they love that, man, you should see I'm seeing people find the courage by pursuing careers according to their purpose now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The courage to restore and heal their marriage, just like
yeah.
That's the best version of me now. And people are finding the courage by getting a new sense of hope and energy by truly embracing the hero and living the life they were created to live. And I mean, and anybody could defeat the secret identity and make it awaken the hero through. There's three things, through embracing the hero mindset. And we could talk about this a little, maximizing your superpowers and choosing your vehicle of influence to go serve the world. But in that moment, what happened was my identity was no longer that of just Dr. Zaino. I had to tell myself, and everybody needs to understand watching this, if I strip everything away from you, your money, your family, your titles, your schooling, your value doesn't change one bit. So
right.
Look, if I was to say, one way to know that you're being held in bondage of something that's keeping your secret identity, if I took it away from you and you felt that you lost it all, what would that thing be? And that shows you what's keeping you back. And so, my identity is not just Dr. Zaino. I am the hero now. For those that are sleepwalking through life, living their secret identity, I exist to wake them up and reconnect them with their genius, their greatness, and their buried hero. And for those of you that are awake, I provide a powerful, inspirational experience so you could further develop your gifts, your talents, and your superpowers so we can magnify your influence so you could serve and you could go and wake up others.
Wow.
Because I believe that everybody listening to this and all people were born with seeds of greatness, and you are definitely capable of doing heroic things.
Yeah. What would you tell someone if, they're going through the valley, and here's the thing. Sometimes you don't realize you're going through the valley. Sometimes you're in complete denial. And I know that it took a mentor of mine to speak love and truth into my life. And that's why I think it's so important when we isolate ourselves. I mean, isolation is death. Isolation, there's no life within isolation. And that's what it took. It took someone speaking life into me saying, hey, have you thought about it this way before? And boom, it woke me up. What would you say to that person who's maybe doesn't even realize it, but they're in a valley and they want to get out?
Yeah, I think the person in the valley is feeling that little low-level depression.
Yeah.
They're kind of feeling down in a funk. And you got to understand that the opposite of depression is expression.
Mm.
Depression is the lack of expressing the true desires of your heart or your hero. So of course you're going to grieve. Feel heavy, feel slow, feel unmotivated, feel burnt out if you're not able to fully express yourself. So what is that you would love to be able to express?
Mm.
You're living because your secret identity is holding you back. It's you know, a secret identity. It's other. First of all, where's the secret identity come from? It's injected imposed values of society. It's conditioned. We're conditioned. It's teachers, preachers, parents, belief systems. You know, all these things, dogmas we've been trained in life, educational systems that we put on this fake suit just to conform and fit in. We take on the secret identity. And the thing is, when you wear your secret identity for so long, you look in the mirror and you forgot who you are.
Mm.
And you forgot you were the hero of your lives. And so what happens, Dr. Matt, I think around the 30s and the 40s, this feeling starts to happen, and it's this conflict. It's the true you, the hero, and the secret identity fighting.
Yeah.
And if you want to call it a midlife crisis, it's really a crisis of self. And when you go through that crisis or through that valley, I think what people are afraid of is when they go through the valley, at the other end, they're not going to see who they think they are, or even who they think they want to be. They're going to actually see who they really are.
Yeah.
And there's uncertainty there.
Absolutely.
Afraid of uncertainty. But the thing is, our brain only knows what we're going to lose, right? Our brain knows what I could lose. I have this water bottle, you take it away from me, I lose it, but my brain doesn't know what I could gain. So everybody's afraid to move because they know what they could lose, they don't know what they could gain. So even though there's uncertainty through that valley, but what can I gain? I mean, because I know what I'm doing right now, but could I gain more happiness, more freedom, more joy, more finances, all those other things, because I know what I'm doing right now. That's where I was at the point where it was totally worth the risk, because I got to the point where I was willing to give it all away to just be able to move forward to what we're doing now, because it just felt so good. And it's really something that was always deep down inside of here. So it gets to the point where you have to have enough. You got to embrace the hero mindset. And the hero mindset, it's so counterintuitive. Because the hero mindset has three parts. The number one thing is pride. Pride. And everybody writes books how pride is bad, but the definition of pride is one sense of it's pleasure and satisfaction over one's achievement, or the pleasure and satisfaction over the achievement of one they're close associated to. Like when you or Dr. Isaac do something good, I'm totally pumped. Of course I can be proud of that, or pleasure and satisfaction of gifts and talents that you possess, or things that you possess that are admired by others. So there's no sin in that. We can be happy and excited for ourselves and our gifts and our achievements. And then, so you need to have massive pride and be okay with it. Ego, be okay with ego. I know guys who write books about ego and tattoo ego as the enemy on the arm, but in reality, ego, the definition is one sense of self-esteem and self-importance. And like I always said that, if you can't take pleasure and satisfaction in the gifts and talents you've been given, and you don't see your message as important, and you have the confidence to go out there and deliver your message to change people's lives, a hero has to have the pride and the ego.
Yeah.
But the third component is a hero has pride, ego, and a hero has humility. And we were never told that we could have all three, but the hero has all three, because a hero knows their weaknesses. We all know our weaknesses, and that's what makes a hero so loving, because they know they have a weakness, but in the weakness comes the courage, and the weakness comes the humility.
Yeah, yeah. How would you say, so the pride, the ego, I totally get it. There's a healthy side to it, and so there's a light and a dark side, like with anything. How would you say someone could have those things and make them healthy, or basically exemplify them in a healthy way?
Well, I think, like me, I was so afraid of even going near it, I self-martyred myself. So it's like, it's not like I wasn't even close to it. I was so afraid of it, and I was so afraid of see what happens, because I ran my life according to the judge and the jury of other people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to seem prideful or egotistical, and it's just like when I realized, like, I can be happy, I can be proud of the gifts and talent I've been given. Like I could be proud of my accomplishments. I could be proud of my family and have that. But because I could have that pride. That's what it is. Pleasure and satisfaction. What I do, I could help self-esteem is so low today. I mean,
Yeah.
society doesn't suffer from high self-esteem and self-importance. Like, it's BS. Like, the society wants people to think that they're not important.
Right.
Oh no, everybody else. Like, a typical thing is a mother. My wife loves this whole thing. She's like, what's the typical mother? Everybody goes before her.
Yeah.
Take care of the kids. So the mother's just she's putting her importance to the end.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but that's what the books say to do. That's what the movies say to do. That's what the pastor says to do. So what happens is, well, wait a second. It's not about how can we get a healthy form of pride. Let's just get some of it in our lives.
Yeah, and we're Italian, man. So our moms were the epitome of that.
And so the thing is, but the thing is, as long as you're aware of your weaknesses, that's where the humility comes from, and it keeps everything perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Now, if I thought I didn't have a weakness, that would be delusional.
Yeah.
And that would be villainous. Because a hero, remember, the purpose is there's no ability in there. So it's like there's a selfish, I pull from both ends. There's a selfish unselfishness. I got to be selfish to be unselfish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
I gotta have pride and ego to have the pleasure and satisfaction of my message to go out there with confidence and then go help millions of people.
Yeah.
But if I went up there and I self-doubted myself, so I didn't feel that I had an important message to say, like, if I didn't have those things,
I
wouldn't be able to speak. And let me tell you, Matt, here's the conversation no one's having. Because see, my thing is, people like, who's your avatar? What's the end goal?
Yeah.
My avatar is this. I speak to the conversation. All of you watching this have in your mind or behind closed doors, and this is it. When I talk about pride or ego, the brain goes, oh, no, we don't want to talk about that, but something deep down inside of you like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would like to stand up and be like, yeah, I am awesome. I am great. What I do is important. So much of us, you know what it is? It's that little kid on the inside, which is the hero, the childlikeness of our spirit, wants to be like, yeah, I am proud of what I do. And you would love to do it. It's the same person that sings in the shower, sings in the car when no one's looking, dances when you're naked after the shower when no one's looking.
Yeah.
That part of you, when I speak, it wakes up part of you up. It's like, you don't want anybody to know, but you would love to be able to have that again, which you can, but you just got to give you permission to do so and let go of the judge and the joy of everybody around you.
For sure. For sure. Have you ever read Wild at Heart by John Eldridge?
Sure.
Okay.
Captivated, his wife decapitated.
His wife decapitated. So he talks about this wound that a lot of us get, like you talked about. It could be a pastor, could be a teacher, your mom, your dad, whoever it is. They're instilling on us or putting on us or mirroring on us the things that maybe they were afraid of and things that they were taught, and then so on and so forth. And we get all of that. And, being able to break that chain, John Eldridge talks about it's a wound. We're all given some type of wound. What was a wound that you were given that you feel was one of the most prominent things that was holding you back?
I wouldn't say it's a wound. Let me explain it in my way.
Okay, yeah.
When I look at my son Titus, he's 4 years old. And he always wears superhero costumes. He's been doing it for 2 years straight. I like him too because I want to, but because for this reason, like when I look at my kids, they're creative, right? Super imaginations.
Yeah.
Very, very playful. They question limitations. The most important, the biggest question he asks is what? Why? What? You can't do that. Why? He tests me, and I realize a lot of times when I say why, I talk like my parents because I told you so. But that's my moment of teaching. Why? And I'm like, I really don't know why. Oh my God, my mom told me that's why. So I realized, so when I learn from my kids childlike, so they're creative, they have imaginations, they're playful, they question limitations, they're relentless, they're closers.
Yeah.
Kids close me 100% of the time because they don't take the first no. They are closers. Boom, boom, boom. They're super confident.
Yeah.
You realize insecurity is educated. They're super confident. How about this one? They live in vertical time. Present. They don't live in the past.
Right.
They don't live in the future. They live in the present time. Where do you want to go? Right now.
Yeah.
And I look at that. And I remember one day I'm like, these are, and this is where I realized I said, man, those are great qualities. I go, people spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to go to Tony Robbins and all this other stuff just to like get those qualities. I'm like, they never read a book. I go, those qualities are all innate given.
Yeah.
Like, they never went to a seminar. They never read a book.
Right.
Man, they're great qualities to have. And then I said, holy cow. I go, they're my kids. And I go, it's every kid. And then I realized, I remembered, that's me too. So
Yeah.
the difference between my son Titus and someone who's 40 was because we were told and educated on what to do and what to think, and we were never taught how to think and become self-aware of who we were created to be and live our hero. So those qualities that there is no wound because it's always there. It's about, so this is my issue. My thing is not personal development, because I don't think you need this. You don't need a new thing.
Yeah.
You just remember. Like,
yeah.
Remember,
yeah.
Kids, remember, be like, nah, that's still you.
Yeah.
Like, my son, he won't take no for an answer 8 times in a row. He closes me. I'm like, I'm the closer. But you know what? I don't want to be confrontational. Remember, we learned these things. So I'm like, those are my qualities, but they've been suffocated and cemented. It's like a Tough Mudder. You know when someone's done with a Tough Mudder, they got all the mud all over them?
Yeah.
The mud is white. It's crusty, it's dry, so the mud is white, and all the wounds, so to speak. And then all it is, so we don't need to add anymore. We just need to take a shower and cleanse that off to see, well, this is really who we are. So with that, when that person says, well, no, I'm really kind of shy. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You weren't shy.
Yeah.
You would run around naked. You would dance whenever. You would go to school and they tell you, don't talk to strangers, be quiet, sit down, talk when you're told to talk. And so we were conditioned through life to really put on the secret identity.
Yeah.
And then you realize and you start going on this self-journey of, wow, like I am that kid still. And I am that hero. Because the hero, we know, I mean, of course, the hero is the innate genius that we were given. That we taught people with chiropractic, but the innate genius is when you have an idea, like, that pops in my head, that's my innate genius. It's just like for us to really get this subluxation, this interference away, to say this is really who I am, and remember it. So the wound, I don't see it as a wound, I see it as something that we totally forgot. And then but here's the thing, you need to be able to see it, acknowledge it, and say, give yourself the permission to say, that's the whole thing. I can't give you permission. You have to give yourself the permission to say, you know what? I am. See, the final thing of the hero is the I am. It's like, and no one could do it but you. It's where you embrace it enough where you could say, you know what, I am. The I am is the full expression of the hero. That's when you believe in yourself and you could see with true eyes again and say, I am the hero.
Yeah.
I am powerful. I am an important human being. I'm a badass. It's just like when you could really personify that. But until then, like that's the thing. I could never have that person, that final jumping off the cliff, that final point of flight has to come from you when you get to that point and say, you know what, I am.
Yeah.
And that's the most beautiful thing. That's the declaration of your spirit. I am is really God in action, and that's you declaring that spirit in action right there, and that's really the highest level of the hero you can get to.
Man, you're crushing it, man. Like, honestly, I know this is speaking to a lot of people out there right now because we all go through it, and then it's just the truth of the matter. But from the pain comes the power, and that's the beauty of all of this. One of the most important questions I feel in this entire thing is, Dr. Zaino, how long are you going to the gym for? Like each day, like how long are you spending in the gym? Sorry, I had to bust that out. I just had to ask you.
45 minutes, 5 days a week.
Okay. Are you now? What does your diet look like right now? I mean, are you eating like a crazy amount? Like, do you practice ketosis? Like, what does that look like?
I eat carbs. I do carry carbs, so I eat carbs around my workout. And
okay.
The days protein, fats, and vegetables.
Okay. Nice. So pretty standard.
Yeah, I look like 23, because I'm doing some videos for Josh. So I'm dieting down a little bit. So maybe like 2,300 calories, not much.
Yeah. Okay. Man, gosh, your arm's still bigger than me. It's crazy. So let me ask you, if you had one billboard that the entire world could see, what would it say on it?
Embrace the unknowns.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Because we're so afraid to move forward in the valley, but understand the unknowns. Right now, Matt, you and I are talking right now. Everybody watching this, just think, how the heck, like, just think of all the things that happened for you to see this right now. Like, oh, most of you, why do you stumble upon the podcast? Right? Just all the things, like, even how you and I met, Matt, or we met and how we got together recently. It's just like, there's all these unknowns. Who do we have to meet? Who do we have to go? Like, we couldn't have planned.
For sure.
So understand, in life, it's the unknowns. The unknown is where the opportunity is at. That's where the genius is at. That's where God's at. The unknown is where the story is at.
That's right.
Life University, losing their accreditation, and me losing all my student loans, to having to move to Texas, where I never would have moved in my life. But yet 3 weeks in Texas, I meet my wife. And then we move to Houston, and we build one life. So it's like,
crazy.
I can show you the unknowns that could have never been planned. So when you realize that, that's why we documented We Are Heroes, because I knew I had this, I knew about that, so I said, this hero thing is going to be big. I hired a camera crew to document me every day. I go, let's see what happens. And season 1 ended with, Health Experts Alliance, where it went from just this idea, this innate thought flash to a real, true, solid thing with 16 weeks like that, because it was all documented to show people, look at the unknowns. Couldn't plan, but the unknowns, embrace them. I went after all the unknowns, and the great thing is it always turns out better than you thought. And then I want to leave the blueprint so others could give themselves permission to do the same. Yeah. So that's why, like, embrace the unknown. That means, like, I know it's scary, but go for it anyway. And the journey, I mean, the best things happen. If you stay safe, you'll never reach the life of your dreams.
This is probably very similar to your answer, but I want to ask it anyway because it's a powerful question. So you're in a room, you're about to take your last breath, and you're 120 years old. All your loved ones are around you, and your final breath, you're going to give them one piece of advice, and then you go to be with the Father. What is that piece of advice that you give them?
It's going to be something to do with time. Like no one ever thinks they have it. Everybody thinks they have time. They don't.
Yeah.
That's one of my things, deep values. Like, I'm always time expansion. How do I make it's time? Everybody thinks they have time. They don't have. No one has as much time as they think they do.
Yeah.
So that's not saying not in a scary aspect. Be like, make the most of your time.
Yeah.
So how about this? And real quick, like, what are the zero or negative income activities you're doing right now that are wasting time? Get rid of them. What's the low income activities you're doing? Like, low income, delegate them out. What's the high income activities you're doing? Okay. And then here's the thing, what's the lifetime legacy activities you're doing?
That's good.
I got this much life, right? And I think that life is, how many experiences can I squish back to back to back as densely as possible? And so when you think that way, then how many people are working their butts off and they're saving all this money and they die with potential in the bank? Like, let money do something. Money is just potential. It doesn't do anything. You could invest. So don't be scared to, like, my neighbors, their son was born with a thing, so they don't know how long he's going to live. He's like 8 already. But they made that decision. Hey, listen, we only have so much time with them because they know that, and they live life, and they create experiences. Yeah. And here, it's that balance that, listen, life's not short, but you are definitely never have as much time as you think. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. A mentor of mine says life is short and life is long, and I love that. Because it's almost like you can make the decision to make it short and not be in the moments. But like you said, that's the beauty of a child. Is a child is always in the moment. So it's going to be forever until I grow up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're always in the moment. So yeah, it's going to take forever till you grow up. You're always going to be too short for the roller coaster because you're in the moment. And it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. So, man, this is good. This is really good stuff.
Probably some with regrets, man. Just like,
yeah,
I'm all into future pacing. It's like, I don't want anyone to regret anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that sucks.
Yeah.
Time for changing.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to time. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I love that answer, because I think, and I know I'm speaking for you as well, like our hearts, we vibe. I mean, we're on the same frequency, man. This is a huge conversation, I think, because if this conversation was just another conversation, another podcast, another show that we put out, please someone shoot both Dr. Zaino and I, because that's not what this is about. And if you're listening to this podcast just thinking this is another show that's just going to give me more knowledge, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. When you listen to information like this, I hope that you're retaining it, but that you're actually planning to share it and serve with it and lead with it and love with it and do all these things with it instead of just having head knowledge. And I think that's one of the worst parts about our culture right now, is that we're a culture that loves to consume knowledge. But if the knowledge isn't leading you to more love, more fulfillment, more heroic deeds like we're talking about, more leaping off the cliff, being in the moment, then it's just another conversation. So really powerful stuff. One of the last questions I'm going to ask you, Doc. Number one, if you could pick one action step for our listeners to take from this call, what would it be?
Do something right now. So, well, what is it? So, you got your message. So, what's your vehicle of influence? So, my vehicle of influence is speaking and video, right?
Yeah.
For someone else, it's writing. For someone else, it's audio. For someone else, it's podcast. And so, right now, even if you're in your 9-to-5 job, I was still going to work. Okay, but here's the thing. I had this something inside, so I started doing Facebook Lives every single day. And when I did them for 15 minutes, when I was done, like I am now, I'd be sweating, and I felt like I drank 10 cups of coffee, and I don't drink coffee. So I realized in the moment, like, wait a second. 15 minutes, I was tired and felt heavy. 15 minutes later, talking about this thing, I'm sweating, so I tapped into something, some type of empathy, and I feel alive again. So everybody's waiting to someday do it. I tell them, start doing it now. So you could do a Facebook Live every day. How about this? Go home and write for a half hour. Because if you're a writer, after a half hour, you're gonna be energized. Like I have tapped into unlimited energy because I realized when you do what is your heroic qualities to do, that you were called to do, you tap into such amazing energy, like you're unstoppable. It really is like bulletproof.
Yeah.
So people, just start doing something now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Like Friday's too late. Do it now. You got your phone, do a Facebook Live or blog.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna start doing this every day, and just actually start. It's not about monetization will come later, but at least start doing your thing now. And start building your account. You have to start somewhere. So I tell people, listen, done is better than none, right?
Yeah.
And don't be a perfectionist. Be a potentialist. I'm all about a potentialist. Is someone who does
I love that.
in the moment they got what they got. So don't wait for perfect. Just do it. And I'm telling you, you'll love it. And then here's the thing: if you're a writer, well, I'm not that great of a writer. I wasn't that great on video, but let me tell you, 170 days later, I'm badass on a 15-minute fuel. You write for 170 days, your skills will be amazing because when you develop your skills, now you add more value. So it's all part, but you're developing your skills and what you love to do. So like Matt and I could do podcasts every day.
For sure, man. For sure. There's nothing like it. There really isn't. I always say, you could even start by just encouraging people. That's a big one that the way that I started, I literally would go into a grocery store and I would just encourage random people. But the energy that I would leave with, because I was encouraging somebody else, unlike anything I could ever drink, gym, whatever you want to call it, nutrition, all that trumps all of that because you're speaking life into someone else's life. And I think that's what you're talking about. It's awesome.
And that's you maximizing your superpower. Like not everybody has that. Like you found that. Like what is the thing that you do that leaves you with more energy? That was it. So it's so there. You just have to open your true eyes to see, well, like, so your gift is encouragement.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And that's why everybody needs to start finding those gifts.
Yep, that's right. Words of knowledge, words of wisdom. I love it. Where can our listeners go to learn more about you, Doc?
You go to drzaino.com. Dr. Z, that's DRZAINO.com. That's a good one to go to. And
Okay.
you can go to Facebook. Facebook's great. That's my fan page, Dr. Zaino, Dr.Z as in zebra, A-I-N as in Nancy O. And you get, and that's Facebook. You see everything right there. But I do have something for you guys. So, what would you think? What would you think your viewers would appreciate more? Would they appreciate? Because I have 2 free courses I can give you guys. One on building a winning habit, because I believe winning is not an act that you do once in a while. Winning is an actual habit.
Yeah.
I want people to get in the act of winning. That's why, like, you do it. Okay, I did this today. Win, right?
Yeah.
I see things as wins, and then I have the one that I did at Health Experts Alliance that I gave out to everybody was that I made special for you guys was I am value, which was
Yeah.
really how to build value in yourself. So. Which one do you want to do?
Man, I would say I like the value. I loved what you gave there, because I think that hits at the core of everything that we are. Yeah.
So you just go to IamValue. No, I'm sorry. You go to IamHero.com/value.
IamHero.com/value. Okay.
Yeah, then you'll have it. So what that is, it's 20 videos. It's a 1-month mini course. Because I want to get in the habit of it. So you watch the videos, nice short videos, Monday through Friday. They've got little exercises to do.
Okay.
You're a reader. They're all PDF'd out. It's very cool, very tight.
Yeah.
And it gives you just the best stuff on building value in your product, services, idea in your life.
Yeah. You're by far one of the greatest teachers that I've ever heard speak on stage. So, anybody that goes to that site, by the way, everything Dr. Chris Zaino and I talk about today is going to be in the show notes. So if you have a question, hey, what did he say? Where did he say to go? It's all going to be in my show notes. Go to the website that he just said. Say it one more time.
I am value. No, sorry, shit. I am hero.
Yep.
.com/value.
IamHero.com/value. Go to IamHero.com/value. And I promise you, okay, I guarantee you, if you go here, you will leave different. And it'll be something positive, and it'll be something that's going to speak into your life and speak into other lives as well. I'll tell you right now, the man you're listening to has gone from the depths, from the shallows, from however you want to call it, the darkness, and he's stepped into a whole nother arena in his life. He's doing crazy things in the world right now. So get online, listen to Dr. Chris Zaino's stuff. It'll change your life. Doc, it was so amazing to have you on the show. Thanks for taking time out of your busy travel schedule to come and be on with us.
Yeah, it's always good, man. It's always good. And if you guys liked it, email and have me back again.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to see Dr. Chris Zaino and I arm wrestle, we could potentially make that happen. Leave it in the comments below, and maybe at the next event, I'll try to arm wrestle him. I may die, but I'm going to try to do it. So leave the comments there. Once again, thanks, Doc, for coming on. To all of you out there, don't be afraid to embrace the hero. Remember, 0% false identity, 0%, what are we calling it? Secret identity. 0% secret identity, 100% hero. That's what it's all about. So leave the junk behind, embrace yourself, have pride in who you are, have the healthy ego. Listen to this over and over again, get it into your nervous system. And once again, Doc, it was awesome to be on with you. Everybody out there, be superhuman.